Hi there, and welcome to another video in our series around your business and the digital journey, presented by ExoSystems. And at ExoSystems, our primary goal is to show you how you can become fast, how you can become digital, and how you can become future-proof, which is fundamentally important in today's world. My name is Charles from ExoSystems, and I'm just going to spend the next few minutes taking you through this specific section of our series, which is about building your first Rapid PoC. So at ExoSystems, we are really helping businesses to focus on 4 core pillars that are fundamental to any business nowadays, no matter which industry you're in, especially if you want to acknowledge that digital can play a part in all our industries, and really thinking about our operations and our experiences that we're presenting to our customers and suppliers. The first pillar is really around being able to create multi-touch experiences. And these are experiences for creating journeys that really go from end to end of anything that needs to be achieved, whether it's a customer interaction or a journey, or whether it's an internal operational journey that your employees are trying to fulfill in order to make sure that your business runs the way that it should. We want you to be able to create agile solutions. So these are solutions that you can get out fast, but that you're continuously learning to iterate and improve and adapt to a changing world, which is fundamentally important nowadays. The third pillar is around modernizing any of the experiences that you have. So in this context, we're thinking about, let's say, for example, the insurance industry, where you might be wanting to modernize policy or claim systems. But think about your business, think about the core systems that matter to you. And there might have been some there for 20 years, they might have been off the shelf. Some of them might be brand new cloud systems, but you want to make sure that they all work in harmony and that they're all orchestrated together to create these great experiences and low friction flows of value through your business. And then the final pillar is that skills independence is fundamental. Technology skills are more important nowadays than ever, but you want to make sure that those technology skills are being utilized by your business as efficiently and at the right cost as possible, and really focusing upwards on what you're trying to achieve for your customers and your operations. When we talk about the digital journey, I just wanted to show you some of these steps here. So if you'd already joined us for our application strategy workshop video in the series, which really was about helping you to build out a prioritized roadmap that identified areas in your business that needed the most attention or had the most opportunity, and then driving out more detail around what those value points could look like, how you could go about proving them. That is hugely important into driving into this next step, and we'll refer back to that in a moment, which is what we're focusing on today, which is building a Rapid PoC. But as you can see, these are all just steps along the journey, and we have a lot of experience, and we're excited about helping you as an organization to move down this journey towards ultimately delivering first value and adapting and growing. So today will be really around focusing on building your first Rapid PoC. You'll see once you interact with us, and if you're already on the journey with us, that it's very important to understand your roadmap, to understand the spectrum of things that you're trying to build out. But then you want to get to a point where as quickly as possible, you're engaging your stakeholders and you're starting to show value and starting to test and prove the point and the capability of how can a digital response really help your organization. That'll be picked off your roadmap. And this is really the beginning of building the first application on your roadmap. And I really want to give you an overview of that today. So from a headline perspective, some of the key things you should be thinking about is, as I said before, pick a candidate from the roadmap. And by candidate, we mean in the roadmap exercise that we've highlighted before, you would already have a very good view on what could be some of the high priority or high pain point areas that you want to start focusing on, and would have given some detail around that. The scope as an amount of effort that you should apply to this, and especially with modern technologies like the ones that we use, should be really around 2 days of development effort and 1 day of presentation effort. So within 3 days, you should be able to engage your stakeholders, get an understanding of a first PoC, and start showing actually a first working PoC against that. And we're excited to help you with that. Approach and principles. It's so important to have a business champion inside the business from that application area where we're going to be focusing the PoC. Identifying critical success factors up front. So really knowing what you're trying to prove and what's going to be important to show from a business and from a technical perspective. 3 to 5 is fundamental. We like talking about a diamond. So when you're trying to think of the right focus area, think of something that's small, not a huge scope in your business, but that has traditionally been really hard to get done, you can get a first version out that's rough, but when you put it in front of your stakeholders or in front of your staff or in front of your clients, it's going to make their eyes sparkle. So think about a diamond. And the idea here is that we're going to very early on identify what we're trying to achieve and what we actually want to talk through and show this application doing right from the start. And then that'll be the guiding light on how we build this. And ultimately, the outcome is a tangible working prototype that you can use to showcase inside your business what's possible, use it to gather more ideas, use it to show how your business can work together to move this forward, and then ultimately work towards delivering your first value and beyond, which is ultimately our goal. So there's 6 steps in this process, and the 6 steps in the roadmap that we dealt with before, and you'll see there's 6 steps in the Rapid PoC, are really helpful. Go back to the roadmap videos before this. We'll put a link below. But really the 3 steps from that roadmap that are important are where we drill down to a low-rated process. We did some ideation already around that, and we developed the proof points as in the understanding of what it would take to show success. We're going to be using those to ultimately build out the scope. So we talk about the key elements that we need to discover at the beginning, and we'll do this with you, and you can even start doing this by yourself. That will help us to really get a good understanding of what we need to build in this first POC. Really, they come down to what we call 4+1. So the 4 are either a description of your process or your pain point or your use case or your user story that you want done. Again, the roadmap exercise we did before would have done part of this work. The roles that are involved in this first POC, so if it's whether it's a claims manager or whether it's an operations person or whether it's a fields person or a customer, you want to understand which people are playing a role in this journey and this story. Some sample data structures would be great, preferably Excel. Excel is a great tool to just get an example of the type of information you're dealing with in this process and how it's structured, and really just using it to make for a great experience. And then the screens, and those can be as simple as drawn on the back literally of a napkin or just on sketched out on a piece of paper, and then we can take that forward. Really the important parts here as well is making sure that we, together with you and your business stakeholders and technology stakeholders, identify the critical success factors, business and technical. Good, so let's go through the 6 steps of a successful Rapid POC. So step 1 is that we identify the critical success factors. Exactly what we mentioned before, and in the next video we'll give you details of those. But these are the key 3 to 5 points that we want to refer back to at the end when you're presenting to your stakeholders, and that you're going to put into your collateral as you drive the journey forward. Then once we've had that first meeting to decide that, we're going to organize the outcomes, plan for what we want to show, and really get the build together. Third step is we're going to build with intention, using the expert skills that we have, using an iterative process, and remember that 2-day process where there's really going to be a lot of intensity on building out what the POC is going to tangibly look like and work in the end. Then we're going to prepare to present, and preparation is key. We need to make it very clear on who we're presenting to, make sure that we're speaking on a script that really makes sense to them, and give the maximum wow value that is going to help move your organization forward and really get them engaged. So going forward from here, you want to then draw a line into, okay, how do we take this from prototype to actually something that's implemented inside your business and adding value very, very quickly, preferably within a few weeks. And then the final step is gather feedback from the stakeholders, gather feedback from your audience. It's so important. It's a culture that we're going to help put into your business to make sure that communication and that feedback is always there. It's so important in this new digital world. We're going to celebrate success together, and then we're going to start the iteration process once we've done learning. So those are the 6 steps. Once again, the purpose behind this Rapid POC was to show how we could move from starting with a roadmap, identifying something that we know can be valuable to your business, engaging with your stakeholders, building something out within 2 days, presenting on the 3rd day, and really starting to get that flow and that movement into your business of how you can take ideas and turn them into digital realities, either for your operations or for your customer experience. And that will then help us to move towards tangibly demonstrating, which we'll show as part of the series, but then ultimately moving towards your first value and then expanding this out and really building a value factory inside your business, which is a great concept, and we'll cover that later in the series. So thank you very much for spending this time with us. Look out for any webinar links in the comments below or in our details below. We will be doing live webinars around this. Look out for our next video where we're going to go into more specific detail around the steps to take and even a demonstration of a rapid POC that was built. Thank you so much, and we'll see you soon.